A young boy named Arman finds an old, rusty key buried under a tree near his village. Strange carvings glow faintly on its surface. He feels an odd warmth as he holds it, but what could it unlock? Arman shows the key to his grandmother. Her face turns pale. She whispers, "This is no ordinary key. It belongs to the golden door. Never try to open it." But curiosity begins to consume him. Late at night, Arman discovers a hidden map inside his grandmother's chest. The map leads deep into the forest strait, to the rumored golden door. Should he risk going there? Arman sets out on his journey. The forest grows darker and colder with each step. He hears whispers in the wind, as if unseen eyes are watching him. Suddenly branches snap behind him. Before we continue, what do you think is behind the golden door? Treasure or danger? Stay tuned, because the real mystery is about to unfold. At last, Arman finds it. A massive, glowing door covered in ancient symbols. The key begins to shine in his hand, pulling him closer. His heart races as he slides the key into the lock. The door creaks open, revealing a breathtaking world filled with golden light, floating islands, and creatures made of pure energy. But among the beauty, a shadowy figure waits for him. The figure tells Arman, "This key chooses its master. You may take the treasure of gold or the treasure of wisdom, but beware, your choice will shape your destiny forever." Arman takes a deep breath and reaches out. In the quiet village of Eldoria, nestled between rolling hills and whispering woods, lived a young boy named Arman. He wasn't a prince or a warrior, just a boy with an insatiable curiosity and a heart full of wonder. One sunny afternoon, while chasing a runaway kite, he stumbled upon the gnarled roots of an ancient oak tree, older than the village itself. There, half buried in the dark, rich soil, something glinted. He dug with his bare hands, his heart thumping like a drum. It was a key, but not just any key. It was old, covered in a delicate layer of rust, yet it felt strangely warm to the touch. As he brushed the dirt away, intricate carvings snaked across its surface, glowing with a soft, ethereal light. Arman had never seen anything like it. It pulsed with a gentle energy, a silent hum that seemed to call out to him. What secrets did this key hold? What forgotten lock was it meant to open? A shiver of excitement, mixed with a little fear, ran down his spine. This was no ordinary discovery. This was the beginning of an adventure. Holding the key tight, Arman felt a pull, not a physical one, but a deep, instinctual nudge, guiding him away from the village and towards the forbidden whispering woods. The villagers always told stories about the woods, tales of strange lights and lost travelers, but the key's warm glow felt like a protective charm. With a deep breath, he stepped under the canopy of ancient trees. The sunlight vanished, replaced by a dappled green twilight. The air grew still, and the only sound was the crunch of leaves under his feet. The key grew warmer, its glow brighter, lighting his path. It led him deeper and deeper, past twisted branches that looked like grasping arms and shadows that danced at the edge of his vision. He wasn't scared. The key's presence filled him with a strange courage. It was as if the key knew the way, and he was just its willing companion. Finally, he arrived at a clearing he'd never seen before. In the center stood a moss-covered stone wall, and set within it a heavy wooden door that looked like it hadn't been opened in 1,000 years. And there, in the center of the door, was a keyhole, tarnished but a perfect match for the key in his hand. His journey had led him here, but the real mystery was just beginning. What lay behind this ancient door? Arman's hand trembled as he raised the key. The carvings on its surface flared, casting dancing patterns of light across the old wood of the door. As he inserted the key into the lock, it clicked into place with a sound that echoed through the silent clearing. It was a perfect fit. He took another deep breath, his mind racing. Was this a good idea? The village elders warned everyone away from these woods for a reason. But the pull of the unknown was too strong. With a determined push, he turned the key. A loud, grinding groan filled the air as ancient, rusty mechanisms protested from within. The sound was deafening, like the world itself was shifting on its axis. Dust and bits of moss rained down from the doorframe. Slowly, inch by inch, the heavy door began to swing inward, revealing not darkness, but a blinding, brilliant golden light that spilled out into the clearing, forcing Arman to shield his eyes. The air that flowed out was warm and smelled of old parchment, dry spices, and something else. Something that smelled like magic itself. The light was so intense, so pure, that it seemed to wash the very color from the forest around it. He had unlocked the door, but what had he unleashed? Now, before Arman steps through, let me ask you, what do you think is behind the door? A mountain of forgotten treasure, a gateway to another world, or something else entirely? Pause the video for a moment and let me know your best guess in the comments below. I'm really curious to see what you all think. Don't be shy. There are no wrong answers when it comes to a mystery like this. Okay, have you commented? Let's see if you're right. Let's follow Arman inside. As his eyes adjusted to the dazzling light, Arman stepped across the threshold. He found himself in a vast, circular chamber. The walls were lined with towering shelves that stretched up into a domed ceiling so high he couldn't see the top. But these shelves weren't filled with gold or jewels. They were filled with books, thousands upon thousands of them, bound in leather of every color imaginable. In the center of the room, on a simple stone pedestal, two objects floated, shimmering in the light. On the left was a single, perfect gold coin. It radiated immense wealth, promising a life of luxury, free from any want or worry. On the right was a simple, leather-bound book with no title. It radiated a quiet, profound energy, promising knowledge beyond his wildest dreams, the wisdom of ages, the secrets of the universe. A voice, ancient and kind, echoed through the chamber, seemingly coming from the light itself. The key has chosen you, young Arman. Now, you must choose. One path leads to the treasure of the world, the other to the treasure of the mind. Choose wisely, for you may only pick one. Arman stood frozen, the weight of the choice pressing down on him. The gold coin pulsed with a tempting rhythm. He imagined his family never having to worry about a harsh winter again. He pictured a life of ease, with the finest foods and clothes. He could rebuild the village, become a hero, a benefactor loved by all. The promises of the coin were tangible, immediate. It offered a solution to every problem he had ever known. A life without struggle. Who wouldn't want that? It was a shortcut to happiness, a golden ticket to a perfect life. The allure was almost overwhelming. The coin seemed to whisper his name, promising him power, respect, and comfort. Every hardship he and his family had ever faced could be wiped away with this one simple choice. It was the dream of every villager, a fairy tale come to life. The treasure of the world was right there, within his grasp. Then, his gaze shifted to the book. It didn't shine or pulse. It simply floated there, unassuming and quiet. Yet, Arman felt a different kind of pull towards it. He thought about the mysteries of the stars, the history of his people, the secrets of the whispering woods. The book didn't promise him wealth, but it promised him answers. It offered understanding. With that knowledge, he could learn to make the crops grow stronger, find new sources of clean water, or maybe even learn the magic that powered the key itself. The wisdom in that book could help not just his family, but his entire village, for generations to come. It wasn't a shortcut to an easy life, but a tool to build a better one. It was the power to solve problems, not just ignore them with wealth. The treasure of the mind offered a different kind of richness, one that couldn't be spent or stolen, a wealth that would grow the more he shared it. The chamber fell silent, the light dimming slightly, as if waiting for his decision. The gold coin, representing a life of comfort and ease. The plain book, representing a life of discovery and understanding. One offered a treasure to have, the other a treasure to become. Arman looked at the coin, then at the book. He thought of his parents' tired faces, and then he thought of the endless questions he had about the world. This wasn't just a choice between gold and knowledge. It was a choice about the kind of person he wanted to be. A man who owned the world, or a man who understood it. The voice echoed one last time, softer now. The choice is yours, Arman. The treasure of gold, or the treasure of wisdom. He closed his eyes, took one final, deep breath, and reached out his hand. So, what did he choose? The coin, or the book? The answer to that will be in the next part of our story. But more importantly, what would you choose? Let me know in the comments below. Type gold for the treasure of the world, or wisdom for the treasure of the mind. I can't wait to see what you all decide. Your choice might even influence where the story goes next. Thank you so much for joining me on this adventure today. If you're as excited as I am to see what happens to Arman, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss part 2. We'll see you next time.